Good evening. Welcome to Moose Preparedness. I'm Moose, and this is a late night edition because, hey, life is busy. Coming to you from my little man cave. I think we've seen the moose before. In case any of you are wondering why I call it Moose Preparedness, that was a nickname. So, wanted to talk just a real brief bit about unusual protection devices. Now, everybody likes to have their own gun, right? Everybody always talks about gun, knife, whatever. Cool, got it. I do not fault you. However, I found that especially when I'm doing workouts, it's hard to carry. So you guys know I ruck all the time, like all the time. And I live in the South, so I typically don't have to worry about big predators. Maybe the biggest I'd come up against would be coyote, maybe. But with 110, 120 pound Pyrenees who absolutely hates coyotes, not particularly worried. So most of the time I have to worry about one of two things. One, it's somebody acting a fool, or two, I have to worry about snakes. So in the South, snakes are a thing. For most of the year right now, it's cold enough, so I'm not having to worry about them. And I do think that a lot of them died in Hurricane Helene, what right, wrong, or indifferent. When you have 11, 12 inches of rain that come in, massive flooding, it probably flooded out and killed a whole bunch of the suckers. I don't care how fast you swim. It probably got a lot of them, so that reduced it. However, when you're dealing with snakes, you got a couple options, right? So the first one you can go with is a long stick. Okay, this just happens to be one of the ones I picked up. And for anybody who's wondering, I am sitting on my daughter's unicorn. Why? Because my chair's got crap all over it because we're getting cleaned up and packed. But having a stick because it gives me distance. True story, no shit, there I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. It was several years ago now. Gosh, I was probably near on 2 decades. About 14 years. Somewhere around there. Anyway, I'm hiking up in the mountains outside of Fort Sill. They have a huge reservation on the backside, and you can go up and hike through the hills. There's one particular spot called Elk Mountain. It was awesome. Anyway, I had just picked up a puppy. Her name is Izzy. She is now 14. So she's old girl, but at the time she was a pup, and I took her up on a hike. Now, she didn't have a leash on because she was actually pretty good on voice command and she didn't wander off that far. She was scooting up the trail, no problem. And I'm walking up and I step, and so I'm split leg. So imagine you take a step up a crack, up a little, like a step or an incline. All of a sudden I hear the rattle. So there was a very good size, I'd say probably about a 3 foot-ish, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, somewhere around there. 3 foot rattlesnake in between my legs. And there were, as one of the blue collar comedy guys said, there were two movements. There was a physical movement and a bowel movement. At that time, you're like, oh crap. Of all the places I do not want to get bit, my twig and berries is probably one of them. And so I'm like, what do I do? I'm freaking out because it is rattling hard and it is pissed off. How the dog walked right past it with no issues, I have zero clue. But she's also dumb. She'd go on later to tree black bears in Colorado. My parents adopted / took her. One of those things like, hey, mom and dad, can you watch the dog for me while I find a new place to live as I'm getting moved from one station to another station? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. You come back and, well, they adopt her because like, she gets along so well with our dog. It'd be a shame to split the girls up. Anyway, suffice it to say that dog is also the one that when the labs would go, no, there's black bears in the yard, we're not messing around. That dog treat them. So I wouldn't call her very smart, but she had some guts. She had some chutzpah. Anywho, I'm standing there, split-legged, got a rattlesnake in between my legs. I'm like, you know what? This is a bad situation. I didn't have a stick, didn't have anything. So having something that I could have used, like a stick, to give me distance, would have been a great thing. I have since carried a walking stick or some type of an apparatus to keep the animals further away from me. But walked away slowly. I ended up getting a stick, and because it was in a trail, I dispatched the snake because I almost stepped on it, and I didn't want somebody else to. And just so you know, it was not fun. I ended up going to, there's a little town called Apache. They have a rattlesnake festival, and I ended up participating in the rattlesnake roundup where they round up the snakes, and then you kill them. I skinned them and I ate it, and I tried to preserve the tail and everything, but it went bad. Life happens, right? So while I'm here in the South, I still worry about snakes. However, if I don't have a stick, or if something's closer range, or I'm worried about it, I wanted something else that I could use. And I haven't had to use it yet, but I mostly do it when I'm working out. So I'm thinking, okay, I carry a gun with me, right? So in my rucksack here, this is the rucksack you see every day. There is, sorry if I can figure out how to work the clips, right? Do it live. There is a buttstock to my rifle. Okay, go down into it. We'll talk about that one at a later time and date. But bottom line is, I do have a rifle on me, but again, it's on my back. It's meant to be there just to carry as my bug out bag, not meant to use necessarily. Now, do I have ammo to use it? Absolutely. So what next? So I decided I needed something that was short, lightweight, but I also needed something that would be sufficient enough for small predators, like, again, a coyote, or sufficient enough to where if I needed it, I needed to have something for snakes. And so what I decided on was this little gem. And I'll show you, I've got it in my pocket right now. This little gem is a North American Arms 22 Magnum revolver. Okay? So it is a 5-shot revolver. It is single action only. So it means you have to cock back the hammer and you have to shoot it every time. Now, there are pluses and minuses to a weapon like this. One of the big pluses is that it is stupid reliable. Now, I wanted to show you that I carry this with me. So I'm going to unload it. Pull here. Cock back, pull out. So it is loaded. You'll notice I only have 4 in there. Why? Well, 22 Magnum is a rimfire weapon. Rimfire means that the hammer, which you can kind of see barely right up at the top, protrudes through and it hits on that rim of the cartridge. Well, it means it's resting on the cartridge. It can. I've heard that it's not an issue with this gun. I don't trust it. Anyway, I carry 4 shots. Empty, nothing but a shell, okay? Single action again. Cocks it back. Press it down, it goes. Boom. Now, there's the one piece for the holds the cylinder in there. Of the 4 shots I carry these 4. This is a 22 Magnum shot shell. Now, you've heard it called snake shot or a rat shot, but this is usually my first one that I have on the cylinder because I am more worried about snakes than I am anything else. The second 2 shots coming in are 22 Magnum hollow points. Again, that's for a bigger predator. And then the fourth one is another one for snake shot or rat shot. So pretty simple to load, pretty simple to use. As you see me put it in on the wrong sides, go figure, right? Doing it live, so you're gonna look stupid. But I carry this in a lot of situations because of the fact it is super concealable. It looks very similar, like eerily similar, to a frickin' cell phone when it's in your pocket. And it is stupid reliable. So for those of you who have never messed around with revolvers, they are some of the simplest guns to own and operate. So for me, I like it because of the fact that I can use it and I don't have to worry about it. So again, I've got it, you see in the gun, blue, silver, silver, blue, which means the empty one's in the barrel. Put this back in. And of course, it's never gonna work perfectly on camera because why would it, right? So I know it's locked in there. This little case, put it in, good to go. And if I need more ammo, got that on the side. The nice part is I can take this, put it in my pocket, don't have to worry about it. As you can tell, it's kind of printing out just a hair there, but my knife is more noticeable, I think. So, why am I bringing that up? A lot of people will tell you that 22s, specifically 22 Magnum, is not enough for certain things. Depends on the application, what you're going to use it for. Like if I run into a really bad day, that's enough to get me to where I need to go, to where I can bring out the real toys. If you've ever followed Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Cooper, your rifle is your main weapon. Your pistol is meant to get you back to your rifle. So that's why I always carry it. Anyway, that goes at it for today. I just want to say unique weapon sets because, again, my biggest concern that I have are snakes and small predators. I'm not really worried about much that walks around here on two legs because let's just say I can handle myself just fine. But having had martial arts training, I know how to use this pretty effectively. And that'll get me to my main weapon if I really need to, because nobody likes getting shot with a birdshot or a 22 mag. Like, it doesn't feel good. So I've been told. Anywho, hopefully you found this insightful. I would highly recommend looking into something like that if you have a specific application for it. Am I saying that's going to be my everyday carry for all things? No. But for working out, phenomenal little package that I can carry in a gym. If I feel like I need to have something on me, I can carry it in gym shorts, gym clothes. I know it's wintertime when this is posting, but it's a thing. Anyway, hope this was good. If you like it, please like, subscribe. Tell me what your favorite carry gun is, especially if you're going ultra concealed or deep carry. And then, as I said, please share the show. So it looks like YouTube's doing YouTube things and my subscriber count is dropping, which is weird because it peaked during Helene and then all of a sudden it dropped again. So hopefully you haven't been unsubscribed, but if you have, please resubscribe, send it out to your friends and family. And by all means, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you like. Appreciate it. Stay safe out here.